All right, hello everybody out there. Today I'm going to be having something a little bit different. Today I'm going to be going over the changing of controls and how they could be somewhat of an improvement. Definitely not for the purist, or maybe not as nostalgic as before, but these two controls, this one can definitely change some things up. I have a few different games that I wanted to kind of demonstrate. This one is on, I'm going to call it a widescreen layout, which I haven't changed to my normal format that I rather play, but I will probably do that, but I hadn't changed it yet, and I wanted to kind of demonstrate to you guys. Two controls, and your fire button, and your nothing button. But these two controls can now simulate, the left and right. But because this controller has this one in particular, the GRS, has two buttons on it, it can allow you to play games such as this quite well. And when I say that, I mean, you guys can kind of see how I'm doing here. I'm not going to continue to play for very long on it. So I'm going to exit this one. And I just wanted to mention a couple other quick things before I get into the longer part, because this is long-winded. Pardon me for that. So Jackal has a bootleg version which allows you to play Rotary stick style. And that is a fun game, Rotary stick style. I got to update mine and get mine into the Rotary style, because I did have it on my Rotary cabinet previously, and I remember playing it previously, and I liked it that way. And I don't have Rotary sticks. I really miss my old...
There's little instructions over.
I missed my old Rotary cabinet. And I don't miss it anymore, because these two in combination basically play every Rotary game that I could find, except for Ikari Warrior 3. Ikari Warrior 3 is a 3-button Rotary game, and for what it's worth, my Rotary arcade that I had previously was only 2 buttons, so it couldn't work for the 3-button version anyways. Now you could always set that Ikari Warriors 3 up to be like 1 button here, a 2nd button here, and a 3rd button here, but it just wouldn't play right, it wouldn't feel right. So I'm gonna get my arcade set up the normal way. And I kind of shortened my arcade list to just the games that I was going to demonstrate today as changed versions. So when I say changed versions, I mean a customized control setup that
arm wrestling
you may or may not like.
Insert point.
So arm wrestling was a game that I loved playing as a kid whenever I went with my parents to Reno and played in a casino, Circus. And I have such fond memories of arm wrestling there. However, that was the only place that I could play it at. So whenever I see that game, that's what I remember, is playing at Circus. I have very fond memories of it. I have played forever doing like this. Muscle, and then button. And, I always played like that because that's kind of what I remember it being like this. And it wasn't until recently that it dawned on me I could play like this. And I'm like, oh, that is so much better. But for people that only have a 1-player setup, you could play like this quite fine. It's actually very good. And I'm just going to do a quick demonstration. For what it's worth, I know that this video is going to be a long video. I usually am very camera shy, and I still am camera shy. However, I've been kind of wanting to express some of these changes, and there is no simple way of just showing it without going into long detail. And yeah, I explain things too much. So I'm going to demonstrate this way first. And now I'm going to change it up. I think you guys get the idea, so I'm going to go ahead and exit. Now, Asteroids. Asteroids was, a game that
Asteroids.
was before
Fire.
a lot of people's times.
Thrust.
It wasn't before my time.
Hyperspace.
This was actually
Insert point.
the second arcade game I ever seen or played at a movie theater. And I was fascinated by it, to be quite honest with you. So what I've done is your move left and your move right, I've just basically set up for your joystick instead of having it as, a push button. And in my opinion, serious improvement. Serious improvement. However, the purist will disagree and say that it should be 2 buttons. I'm not arguing that. I'm saying for me. So all these setups, once again, are, at your own discretion. However, this is my opinion.
Battle zone. Right
This
tread
one
forward.
is just like the tank assault.
Insert point.
And when I say that, it's just literally using this joystick for the I'm going to say the button usage, because without that joystick you would not be able to do this. Oh yeah, I should be looking at the radar. I don't know how to play this game that good. I just seen it on my list today and I updated it. Caliber 50 was a Rotary game.
Caliber
And
50. Up. Insert point.
Basically, this is my Rotary. This is my movement. I am not going to play too much of this one. I'm just going to start it up and just kind of demonstrate. Figures I had to pick one with a long intro, huh? So you guys kind of get the idea. Now my opinion, and I kind of showed that Rotary cabinet from before, and I basically showed it for one reason only, to demonstrate that, I really do have experience with Rotary sticks. And that being said, I don't miss my Rotaries at all. I would take
Rotate CW.
I would take these two
Insert
over, and only being able to play one player. I would take these two being able to play one player than to have the 2-player Rotary, because I can't really remember playing Rotary sticks with my kids, to be quite honest with you. I do remember playing Street Fighter, a lot of different puzzle games, etc. with my kids. So two fighting sticks, 6-button layout is phenomenal. Great for being able to play multiplayer, you know, with the family, etc. Rotary sticks just was not, you know, one of the things that they had, you know, any, you know, I could have, you know, any memories of, or I don't really have any memories of playing 2-player, even whenever friends came over. So one of these plays definitely better than a rotary, and you know, I'm just demonstrating the I'm gonna say ease compared to what a rotary may be. And I don't know this game in particular, if it was a rotary game or if it was a joystick and spinner. I'm just demonstrating it. Forgotten Worlds, same kind of thing. Frontline, in my opinion,
Frontline.
my opinion is
Insert point.
I have no experience on the game, so I shouldn't really have an opinion. But whenever I look at pictures of the game online, because I remember seeing it at things like a Chuck E. Cheese, but I never played this as a kid. It has what looks like a spinner and a joystick, but in the game setup, it's considering it 2 sticks. And when I say that, in MAME. So you could play this with these 2 sticks and use this to be your rotary, your left. But it feels so wonky and so wrong to me that it's just kind of unplayable. But if somebody else has some idea on how to get it, a rotary, but inside of MAME it does not even show it as having a analog. So I don't know if, there is a different way to play that game or something. Guerrilla War, same thing, rotary style, heavy barrel, rotary style. And when I say that, it just plays so smooth with this. When you get it set up correctly, way easier than trying to do a rotary. It's just way easier. Now, Mad Planets is one that I had never played before. And when I say that, I had a rotary cabinet. I did not put this on the
Mad
rotary
Planets.
cabinet because it didn't show up in any rotary list.
Insert point.
However, with these 2 controls, it plays the way that I think it was intended on the arcade. So this really isn't a proper change of the game, but it could be played with rotaries. If you have a rotary cabinet and you're watching this might be something that you might want to add just because of the rotaries, because it would work. It just would be a lot harder because, once again, I think this is an easier setup. Outrun, which pretty much most people have, a lot of nostalgia for. And this
Accelerate.
is pretty simple.
Break. Insert point.
It's just using the spinner as a wheel, change it to your needs. There's a shifter that I use on the bottom, and it's hard for me to tell if it's in high or low, but once I know what it's in, then I just keep it there. Very playable with the spinner, and once again, you just have to adjust the settings to what's good for you. I'm going to exit that one. Outrunners, same thing, spinner, works fine. Road Blasters, I did want to kind of mention, which I'm not sure if I'm in the way.
Road blasters.
So,
Fire lasers. Activate special weapon. Accelerate.
if you notice,
Insert point.
if you notice the way my LED blinky said it, it said fire lasers, special weapon, and gas. And that is not correct. And I say that because I've changed the settings, but for some reason it just does not like my changed settings. So I haven't got that fixed. It's really gas down here, so I hold the gas, and fire and special weapon. So I use those 3 buttons. And of course, the spinner is a spinner, works great in the game. I'm saying this because, you know, this change in buttons, using this one for gas and using my left hand for a wheel, it just seems more natural. And when I say that, I'm just going to kind of demonstrate a little bit. And a lot of times it will act funky until you move the spinner around a little bit. I just let off on the gas right there. It's very natural for my thumb. I'm gonna exit this one again too. Also, Star Wars. So I actually bought one of those GRS flight yokes
Star Wars.
At the same time that I bought this.
Fire.
And I
Insert
believe this
point.
was also from GRS. My opinion of that flight yoke, I just would say that I didn't enjoy using it. I just found out that I just did not enjoy using it. I would rather play with the steering, you know, because those I could play kind of steering wheel games, kind of. And the steering wheel games were okay, but I don't know. I just did not enjoy playing it on a flight yoke. That being said, I have, you know, just set this up as my flight yoke. And I really think that this is, oh yeah, I gotta pull triggers. I really think that this is easier than the flight yoke and funner. I'm not a great player at this game, but as you can tell, I'm doing okay at, you know, aiming at my targets, while a flight yoke is very difficult to I'm gonna say, get into the exact alignment. Same thing with Empire Strikes Back. You can play with the trackball great. Super Hang-On is not one that you would think of as being
Super Hang-On.
Being a good game for a spinner, but the spinner works actually pretty well. And I say that, oh crap, I just picked a hard stage. So the brake is the one that changes, and my brake does not light up for some reason. And I'm supposed to hit start. But a lot of times what you have to do is move the spinner around at the very beginning, and then all of a sudden it will, like, okay, it'll recognize it comfortably. And once again, you just have to change the settings on your spinner to be what's, I'm gonna say, comfortable for you. And I'm gonna go ahead and exit this. I will say, and just a matter of an opinion on a review, whatever, this spinner, I like it from GRS. I think it's GRS, but it has a little indent for your finger. It's great for driving games because you just put your finger in there and it does great. Tank, this once again is a rotary game, so it plays great with those sticks. Rotary game. Now this was on one of the Facebook challenge groups.
Track and field.
Which somebody
Run.
else had pointed out.
Jump throw. Insert point.
What you were not able to see is it said, you know, run, jump, throw for the red and white. But it is not showing the sticks. So somebody else had said, hey, you could use sticks for your left and right or your whatnot. And whenever I first read that, I was like, no, that's crazy. That ain't gonna work good. No way. And then all of a sudden, I tried it, and I don't want to go back. But admittedly, I think it jacks up your joystick faster. And of course, I'm not playing very well because I'm not sitting in a normal position. But I'm going to go ahead and exit that. You can see those times, and it really is easier, but I'm not in a very proper sitting position. Tutankhamun. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but
Tutankhamun. Fire left. Fire right. Flash. Insert point.
this is another one where my LED blinky software doesn't get it right. So this one is my normal movement. And this one is my right stick fire left, my right stick fire right, and this one is the flash. And I would argue and say that this is just way better. Once again, a purist would hate this opinion, whatever. Damn, I need them to go down a little bit. It's just, you could really just go back and forth with these buttons and attack both sides so much easier. And don't get me wrong, I don't play this game much, so it's not like I really have any big experience on this. But I'm gonna go ahead and exit. Just kind of demonstrating how you could change this to from stick to buttons, and it is nice. Rotary game once again, these two, that's great. And that pretty much sums it up. So thanks for watching. I'm going to turn off my speaker because it does speaker through the TV and through the sound bar. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you guys got some suggestions on what you've changed with your, I'm going to say, standard, typical button arrangement, layout, etc. And if you've done something in a different game, let me know, because heck, I love playing these retro games. You know, I mean, admittedly, I'm probably not going to play Battlezone ever again after this demonstration. However, if you tell me about a game that you've had experience with, that you've played with, and you enjoy this, but it works better with a different layout, I might enjoy that too, because I'm into the same kind of crap. Anyways, thanks for watching. Feel free to give me a comment or a thumbs up if you learned anything, like the video, and take care.